Hello everyone, Gigs here once again for another episode of the FTB Academy. So, last time we looked at some of the basics of the JEI and we also looked at some of the storage options. Now, I didn't manage to get the little message that was out of the corner. You'll see we got the new technology and automation one. Had to reset the tutorial basically. There were steps that I needed to go through and part of that was part of my not checking to make sure that I was clicking on these different quests. If I'd clicked on the different quest lines, it would have taken me through to do all the right things. But we still got through it anyway. Didn't make a huge difference. It was still the same thing where it wanted me to upgrade the chest, wanted me to open the different storage things, take out some wood and cobble and do the iron block thing, so nothing really different there. So I just had to reset it in the meantime, so that's fine. So we're heading off into the technology and automation, and it is asking us to open one of the chests on the left and take out one of each ore and one of dirt. So we want one of each ore, dirt. Boop, look at all those diamonds. Okay, so we've got those. So this looks like it's teaching you how to filter things. So here we go. Resonant filter. Set the right filter to a whitelist by clicking the triangle button on the left and then put the ores into the slots on the top. Now this seems like a big jump. Like, we haven't even talked about the stuff. So this is basically, you'll see as I hover over things, up in the middle of the screen, there's like an explanation. So up here, there's like an explanation of what it is. This is the whaler. So what am I looking at? And it's basically just, you see it tells you what the item is, it gives you a little picture. Also tells you, like it says there, Minecraft. That's because it's vanilla Minecraft, something that I'm looking at. And then you'll see what I can harvest it with, an axe. And the little tick says that it is harvestable. You'll see when I look at the marble behind there, I need a pickaxe. And currently I can't harvest it because I don't have a pickaxe on me. And then this is the item duct. So basically this will move items along it. This is a resonant filter, which is what we're looking at here, and that's a signalum servo. Now, I have never used any of these things before, so this is very new for me. I'm guessing this is what we're going to look at, and it's telling us we need to put 3 of our ores into there. So here we go. Yep, so that's exactly the same as the picture, and let's pop our 3 ores into there. So we've done that. Is that all we needed to do? Set the right filter to a whitelist by clicking the triangle button. Oh, so we need to make it a whitelist. Okay. So I'm assuming that this filter is, it's a filter. It's going to filter things. So if we can either blacklist things, which means we don't want these things to pass through it, or we can whitelist and say these are the only things we want to go into this chest. So these 3 items are the only things allowed to go into the chest. You'll see we don't actually lose the items, and this is standard for most filters that I've seen and modded, is that really by putting the item up there, you're just kind of locking it in as being an item, so that's fine. There's a lot more buttons there, and I don't know, again, this is not a mod that I have played around with. Okay, set the middle filter by placing dirt in one of the slots at the top. Okay, so this one we're going to go boop, and you'll see that it's already whitelisted, and we're getting the task completed, and you can see that it's moving on to the next arrow because I'm doing this the right way, like I should have done last time. And I'm just going off on my own tangent. So set the left filter to a blacklist by clicking the triangle on the bottom left, and then put the ores and dirt into the slots above. So basically this is going to be so that these things don't go into there, and you'll see that I'm actually shift clicking those into there. So I was just checking to see whether you could do that. With a lot of things you can shift click, and you can see that I did. Again, I keep the items, but they're being added to that. It's currently on a whitelist, and we're turning it into a blacklist. So there we go. That's done for filtering. So So these things are obviously good for filtering and deciding what you put into a chest. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so next we want to flip the lever. Oh, look at the items. So you can see the items coming through here. Right click the top tank with the crescent hammer. Is that this? Oh, the tanks. Okay, so we're over there. So you would have seen those items floating along there. Looks really cool, the animation for it going into there. You'll see that everything is gone from here, all those ores and all those items. So by rights, yep, so you can see all the iron and diamond and gold is in here. The dirt is in here. And then all those other items, so the tools are all in there. They're very cool. Okay. So now we're looking at tanks. So again, this is stuff that I've never really played again with. So down here we've got the fluid duct. So like the item duct, this one will move fluids. We've got a hardened servo. I don't know what a hardened servo is different to that signalum servo. And I'm thinking that is almost like a I don't know, a pump style thing that pushes things out. And then we've got a fluid, that's the fluid duct, so it's just into there. We've got a portable tank with water in it, another portable tank, and a hardened portable tank. Again, don't know the differences, but let's have a look at this. Okay, so following the instructions, we're going to right click. Okay, so servos need a redstone signal by default, but you can change this in the redstone control panel at the left. Okay, so this is basically a lot of the things in modded, well, I suppose the machines or some of the mechanics behind it do use redstone and have these like redstone control style circuits where you can say ignore redstone. It needs redstone to be active. It's always active regardless of redstone. You already know that I'm not good with redstone. The only basics I really know about this is if you want it to use redstone, you can have like a lever or button or other things to turn it on and off. I'm guessing, you know, repeaters, timers, comparators, whatever, can make things work on a pulse or timing thingy. Again, you know what I'm like with this. Or you can, you know, say don't use redstone at all and just work. But saying they need a redstone signal by default, but you can change this. So yeah, so it will default to wanting a redstone signal, which most things do, but you can change it to not needing a redstone as you go. So right click the servo below the tank, click the redstone button in the top right hand corner and change redstone control to ignored. Okay, so we're going to click on that. Is that right? Am I doing this right? Or am I doing it without the wrench? Oh, no, yep, okay. Right click the servo below the tank. Oh, no, okay, I need to click on that. So ignored. There we go. Oh, I've got things in my inventory now. Boop. Okay. Place the coal generator on the iron block. Oh, on here. Okay, so that must have just been our tutorial there. And you'll see that by doing that, the water has flowed through these two tanks and into there. Now, I am guessing that means these tanks accept items from above. Like if I put a tank on there, it will flow down to there. I don't know if that means you then have double capacity in these tanks. Interesting to see, but this is my first time using those. They seem fairly straightforward to be used. Okay, so now we have generators. So these generate, so there's two types of generators inside of modded Minecraft. You've got the ones that generate power, and then you've got the ones that generate items. I've gotten confused on this before because I saw a coal generator and I wanted coal. I'm like, woohoo, I can generate coal using this machine. No, and I'm guessing this is the same. It's not actually going to generate coal for me. It's probably a power-based one. But let's pop it on there like it's asked us to. And it now wants us to put the coal in there. We'll pop the coal into there. And you'll see that it's actually generating crystal flux. Now there are lots, between different mods there are different types of power they require. Some of them are exclusive, so some things, for example, like crystal flux, it may only accept crystal flux, and there is nothing else that you can do that will, so you have to have a generator that generates crystal flux. Sometimes there's things like, oh no, now I'm going to get myself confused. There's RF, which I think might be redstone flux. I'm sorry if I'm wrong on that. There's like an MF one, I think. There's different types of power that can be generated from the different mods, and sometimes you can just interconnect them with energy conduits or other types of wires and things, and it'll just go to any machine and it makes no difference. It just depends, but you can see this generator is slowly filling up. Some generators, when they're filled up, will stop using the items that you've got here. I don't know if there are generators that will continue to use the items. Again, that could be a mod change, but as this gets filled up, you can then transfer this power to other things. So this is a flux duct. I'm wondering whether or not that is an energy transfer, but let's have a look. Okay, so place the leadstone flux duct on the magenta wool. Boop. Now, what these are placed on, I think, is just purely for them to be able to show you how to use them and stuff like that. I don't think it's got anything to do with you having to place them on that. So we have now been given a redstone furnace. So we're going to place it on the lapis like it's asked us to. Boop. Okay, and you can see as I'm hovering over this that it is increasing in KRF. I don't even know what KRF is. And the coal generator is transferring that, but you'll see that it's still increasing, and you'll see the red in between there. It's still increasing because it's generating more than what this furnace is taking, so that's not unusual. So take 4 iron from here, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to pop it into this furnace. So basically this is going to use energy to smelt our items into iron, which is kind of cool. You've got some, so again you've got this redstone control thing, and at the moment it is on ignored. We could put a we could do these in low and high. I don't know what that is. Wants a low signal or wants a high signal. And again, don't really know what those are. Again, you'll see this is full, so it's filled up, and so it will keep smelting things until that runs out. But because it's connected to a generator, as long as the generator's got power or is producing power, it will keep this nicely topped up. Okay, smelts things using redstone flux, uses very little energy to cook food. Om nom nom. And this will just, again, so minimum power is, so you have to have at least 20R redstone flux in order for it to work, and it will store 20,000. So I can take away that coal generator and it will still hang on to this energy. Some of these items, though, if you pick the item up, so if I break the furnace, sometimes you lose that power, sometimes it stores it, you never know. And it's currently not using any power. But if I pop, say, this gold one into here, boop, you'll see that it's using the 20, which was its minimum. So I'm just quickly grabbing that out because I don't want it to smelt it, because I might need that for later. Okay, so go to the astral sorcery area. Oh, okay, so that was that. So that's a really simple look at item filtering, and that's kind of cool because I had never used this before. I don't know how easy or hard it is to make these items, what the recipes are. So let's have a look at item duct. So there's lots of different, and this is normal too, and this is basically probably the amount of things it can increases the path length dramatically. So maybe you can only have so many of these in a row before you have to upgrade, or maybe the speed at which it transfers items is all the different ones. Hard to tell, but this is the basic item duct by the looks of it. It's fairly easy to make by the looks of it. You make an item Oh, this is to get the denser ones or the vacuum ones. So it's 2 tin ingots and a hardened tin glass. See, so you can see I can click down on these things and it gives you the recipes for different things. So that's quite interesting. And again, you can go into the different things to see how they get made, the different crafting recipes. Now, unfortunately, I don't know whether or not you can go back to it, but I always end up clicking back on there to go back to it. But that's the basic recipe for it, and out of that you get 6 of these. So there's a lot of different ores in modded, so I don't know if, like, tin's fairly easy to come across, but again it depends on the different pack. So this is the new area that we are heading into. Astral sorcery. Now I think astral sorcery is a little bit full on. As I said in the last episode, I'm going to keep these within range of the 20-minute mark. So for this one here, we've already been going for 16-ish minutes. Last one was 30-ish mins. Astral sorcery, I don't know how long it will take us to go through that. So I think we'll leave this episode here, and then we'll do astral sorcery in the next episode. Just because I don't want to feel like I'm stretching these out for too long, and then I also don't want to feel like I'm wanting to rush through astral sorcery in order to keep the episode low. So again, thank you so much for joining. I learnt new stuff today. That was the first time I'd played around with those servos. Hope you enjoyed learning along with me. But until the next episode, you have a great day.